Yo, what's up squad, back again with another 90-day fiasco video. I know you guys missed that. Now I know it's been a while since I talked about this show, and trust me, I hear you guys. Sauce, cut the BS out bro, you bugging. I don't want to see no more Scott and Lizzie, I'm sick of Dr. Phil, I just want my 90-day fiasco. Okay, you asked and I delivered. Now I've been contemplating on making this video for a while now, but I kid you not, on the day I started recording for this video, Ms. Mojo dropped their top 10 list. So I brushed the idea aside. So YouTube did this extraordinary thing where they re-recommended me this video, and I watched their list for the very first time, and I just gotta say, I don't agree. Now I want to put a disclaimer that this list is going to be very subjective, very arbitrary, and ever so opinionated. We're also going to assume that Miss Mojo may or may not have a valid criteria list to do their ranking. Now am I going to have some grading system? Probably not. I'm just going to give you guys my cold hard truth, and you can decide for yourself. Now without further ado, let's see who Miss Mojo had for their top 5. Shall we?
Number 5, Darcy and Jesse. Number 4, Anfisa and George. Number 3, Paul and Kareem. Number 2, Nicole and Azan. Number 1, Mohammed and Danielle.
Now the list wasn't terrible by any means, but I don't believe Miss Mojo took into consideration a lot of the external antics. But I will. Let me explain. Let's start with all the GoFundMe campaigns that almost every couple last season decided to start, with more than a few seemingly very shady. I.e. our buddy Steven, who set up his campaign because he needed moolah to pay his bills so that he can spend more time with his wife and newborn son. Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not the only one out here struggling to support a family. You want to ask those same viewers to help you fund your time with your family while they're out working to make a living and being away from their own? Cringe rapper Tyreek said it best.
Listen, our business is not called GoFundMe Fiancé. It really looks like, you know, y'all are hustling people. I got a problem with that. If you a hustler, say you a hustler.
Now even with all your antics, Steven, you do not crack my top 5 list. So without further ado, number 5. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Ricky? Sauce? Ricky? Yes, Ricky. But he's not a couple, dude. That just shows you how bad he was.
Resumido, por favor. Sí, comieron, ¿y qué? ¿Se lo comieron también?
Sí.
¿Qué?
Because you guys must have forgotten that prior to last season, this man might have been the most hated cast member in all of 90 Day Fiancé history. Let me explain. Ricky came in as a spinoff on the 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. Now a huge reason why he became one of the most notorious figures in 90 Day Fiancé was because initially no one questioned his motives. He came in as a silhouette of a typical shy guy who was lusting over a girl in a foreign country. Now initially he flew all the way to Colombia to see this girl Melissa, only to be ghosted after their initial dinner. And within 24 hours, he had already planned a night with another woman, Jimena. Now you add a couple hours to that and this man was ready to propose to Jimena using the same ring he bought from Melissa. Now keep in mind, this man was still legally married to his second wife, and it was rumored that the whole Melissa plot was made up. Now you would think that would be bad enough. No. His legal wife came out and exposed him for using the show and Jimena to bring publicity to his photography business. Now they say the proof is in the pudding, and as it stands, Ricky Reyes is still my most viewed video. So if you're watching this, Ricky, Crown Film Productions, gracias, I owe you one. Thus you're not number 1 on my list. Coming in at number 4.
You're a user, Mohammed. You used me. You told me what I wanted to hear to get me to pull that annulment.
No surprise here, Danielle Mohammed was bound to break the top 5. Besides from Anfisa and George, I am convinced that these two put 90 Day Fiancé on the map. Now the reason why this couple was so toxic in season 2 sprouted from the occasional lies that they told each other and even themselves. Now many fans, including myself, believe that Mohammed was swindling this woman for a green card.
I feel used and like trash. Why would I want you to stay here?
It's not your country. It's not your house. You don't have the keys of this country.
The man was clearly out of her league. Not because he's Leo DiCaprio, but because that's how crazy Danielle was. This woman PK lured this man to Nowhere, Ohio by providing false financial statements and then committed the ultimate foul.
This is something that no man in the world can accept that.
He has told people that I smell and I peed on him.
Oh, wow. Yo, you crazy? You crazy? You crazy?
End of discussion. Coming in at number 3.
You're weird.
I know.
You're always weird.
I'm always weird.
That's why I love you so much.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome for that.
Now, Mark and Nikki was the very first video that I released on YouTube, and for good reason. They are easily still one of the creepiest couples. Nikki, for a good portion of the show, was a fairly typical 19-year-old young adult besides her dating preference. Very young adult compared to our buddy Mark, who was 58 at the time, probably in his 60s now. Now, this man Mark took creepy to a whole new level. He had an odd habit of placing rules on Nikki that he previously had for his 4 children.
That's not allowed. No, that was one of the rules when my children were...
Really?
They never touch the window. You're making trouble.
On top of that, a day didn't go by where he would not mention his ex-wife, coincidentally also from the Philippines. Now the oddness didn't end there. The man starts off by asking his 21-year-old daughter, mind you, older than his fiancée, if she could wear her clothes. Now that ain't some creeper shenanigans? I don't know what is. He goes out to buy her the exact car he bought for his ex-wife, forced the girl to sign a prenup, gives her no option to have kids, and if for any reason she denies any of this, he was shipping her back to the Philippines. Mark ends up filing a lawsuit against TLC for defamation, and loses. And we haven't seen them since, so let's pray Nikki's alive and well. Cue in number 2.
Don't act like
Don't tell me how to act.
All
Like,
right.
don't even tell me how to act.
Alright.
You f***ed up, take it on the chin. Simple.
Alright.
Just don't even try to defend yourself because you sound like an idiot.
Now if this was strictly rated off the show, Ashley and Jay would not have made this list. But they did, so let me explain. So Ashley, who's 31, finds her missing child Jay on the coast of Jamaica. Well, she was on a wedding trip, and let me just say, love at first sight is alive and well. They got married pretty quickly right after, despite Jay, who's only 20, showing massive signs of infidelity.
It's not my business really what he's doing when I'm not there. Honestly, if Jesus came down from heaven right now and said he cheated on me, I wouldn't do anything about it.
Hey, that's all you, girl. So they get to the States, and surely her friend, the Dusty Potato Natalie, had a few words about Jay, and Ashley blows her off. Fast forward about a couple hours and boom bam bop, Jay is caught cheating on Tinder less than a week after marriage. Hey, that's all you, girl. But we all saw that coming. Post-season finale, Jay and Ashley starts hinting that they were going through a divorce via Instagram, and then the GoFundMe starts popping off. Well, a little after this, Ashley and Jay starts crying that someone's leaking their information and personal wedding photos. And according to them, all signs pointed to Natalie. Turns out the goof forgot he was logged into the actual account and went live.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Y'all come on my live right now.
This shattered everything, and I mean everyone got in on it. If you're getting called out by Ricky, you done goofed, son. Ashley ends up admitting that her and Jay made the fake account and they lied about the divorce according to their NDA. But say that's true, why was Jay begging for GoFundMe money? And why did you guys file for a divorce only to rescind it? Now, prior to being exposed, Ashley had a GoFundMe page for being hospitalized. And I'm not one to say whether that's true or not. I'm just saying don't be begging for money when you're walking on red bottom lubies. It makes everything that happened looks hella suspiciosio. Case closed. Flying in at number 1.
We will get you what you want, but it takes time.
No, wait. You child support, and Tasha's gonna live with us, and the wedding venue.
You guessed it, Eric and his dumb avocado. I have never seen a cast member get more hate than Lita, deservingly so. This avocado, born from avocado royalty, stepped onto American soil. It just so happened Eric was the doormat to that soil. Well, she came bearing a child not from Eric's nutty bars, but from her prior husband. Yet she fully expects Eric to fund all his needs. Fair enough, yet not, because when she realized how disgusting Eric's apartment was, she was hell-bent on kicking out Eric's daughter Tasha. And what does Eric do? He kicks his daughter out. And we're not gonna even talk about how that was Tasha's apartment to begin with. Lita then goes on a full rant to Eric about her being priority over his own daughters, and how he needs to stop paying child support and start funding her and her kid. They go furniture shopping and she throws a tantrum that he can't afford a $7K bed set.
Almost a $7,000 bed set.
Then why the hell did we do the furniture shopping right now?
Because I didn't know how much this place cost.
Wow.
But we're not gonna let Eric slide though. He stood there and watched this woman break his daughter down and firmly agreed that she is his priority, even over his own daughters. 3 to be in fact. Let that sink in for a minute. Well, most recently it was informed that Lita officially has a restraining order on Tasha, and Eric helped file the harassment reports against his own daughter. And allegedly Eric did not even buy his youngest daughter Jenica gifts on Christmas. But Lita's son was packing with gifts. Just for that alone, you deserve the number 1 spot, Eric, and you can take your dumb avocado and receive this standing ovation. Well played. But hey, what do I know? I'm just sipping sauce.